is really incredible that nearly everyone I talked to, if they grew up in this area, has stepped foot in this building. That kind of impact is not something a lot of organizations can say, and I think it's something that makes BCT really unique.
Theater for the Very Young is immersive theater at its best. It asks these children to be part of the show. The actors lean on these students to help problem solve. They lean on them to continue the story forward. When just in giving them this one little responsibility, you have told them, you are special, you are important, and I love and trust you.
There are not a lot of programs that bring this kind of art to the city. I think it's very important, the work that we do here, and I love being a part of that.
BCT started in 1947. Essentially, young mothers in the community had come together through the PTA and the Junior League, recognizing that there were not as many opportunities for their children as they would like in their community, and they just decided to do something about it. The first show that they brought to Birmingham was The Emperor's New Clothes. We are doing that show again this year, a new, updated, and contemporary version for the children of today in recognition of that first showing 75 years ago.
My favorite thing about Birmingham Children's Theater is that we are talking directly to these kids, and they're talking right back to us, and we listen to them, they listen to us, and it's a moment where we can all just mesh together, where everybody is on the same playing level, and I think it really resonates with them.
In 1972, which was our 25th anniversary season, BCT is still located at the Highland Park Recreation Center, which is consumed by fire. A group of staff members forwent their salaries, rolled up their sleeves, started begging and borrowing everything they could. By getting to the end of that season, they got us into 1973. BCT came to an agreement with the Birmingham Board of Education to start allowing field trips.
From K through 12, I've always seen that looking at words on a page is not going to get everybody. We all learn differently. Therefore, we need to get up. We have to act. We have to do something.
Children need an outlet to see that positive role models and new ideas and activities exist. Not every theater is geared towards them, and we are. And that exclusivity makes us unique, and I think we should continue to treasure it.
In 1997, which is our 50th anniversary season, there was a survey conducted that showed that 1 in 4 children in the greater Birmingham area were seeing a BCT show that year. At that time, BCT was one of the most active and largest theater for young audiences organizations in the entire nation. As with any organization that has existed for 75 years, there are bound to be some highs and some lows. What happens in the 2000s is a real change in the landscape. Money is pulled away from the arts. Within the education systems, we see a reprioritization, fewer opportunities for field trips to take place. The new leadership that comes in 2015 and 2016 looks at what BCT is offering and realizes that we need to refocus it for this new era of children and this new era of children's theater. The productions, again, start to grow in scale and in quality. The outreach efforts to educators are really kicked up a notch, and education really becomes a collaborative element with everything that's happening at BCT.
So for each show that we produce, we have a great amount of resources that we provide for our teachers. Each show has their own study guide that is provided. We try to make our season very broad as far as making sure we can connect with all different age groups and all different interests.
We're really excited about our 75th anniversary season, and the shows were all chosen in a combination of paying homage to our past and looking ahead to what this next iteration of the children's theater looks like. Our big capstone production this year, Miss Fancy Elephant, Queen of the Zoo, is such a unique opportunity for us to tell a story about Birmingham's history, create new interests in a local legend for our audiences, and also use those pieces to create something that is brand new.
I hope that BCT not only continues to be a place that just educates and enriches and entertains, but I want us to be a place that empowers people. I want us to continue to be a place that just puts smiles on faces. I want people to be able to see themselves.
No matter who you are or where you're coming from, when you step through the doors, you're in a whole new place. You're transformed.
There are always staff at BCT, community members, and especially our educators who believe so strongly in the mission and the work that BCT does, that believe in creating opportunities for live theater for young audiences, that they keep going.
Our culture is that you're yourself, that you bring the very best of what you have to the table, because every ounce of what you have is going to feed something creative and beautiful in the end.
Here at BCT, you can come and see anybody of any creed, color, gender on stage being themselves. You see them in that character in that moment, but you're able to meet them later on at a talkback. You're able to see them out in the lobby and say, that's a real person.
You don't exist for 75 years without finding ways to change. And not change for change's sake, but change because the world is changing. Children are changing. The concept of childhood and our understanding of their needs is changing, and our theater can change with it.
We have seen the demographics of our audience change, and we have responded. We are now able to offer more diverse stories and voices on our stage. And it's beautiful that we have been able to respond with bigger, better, and more, as Birmingham has demanded bigger, better, and more of us.